Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I am doing some lighting in a fitted wardrobe, walk-in wardrobe that Steve is creating. So I'm a bit late to the party as usual. So I'm going to run through, well, Steve's going to run through with you in a minute about how he's got to where he is right now and what he's trying to create. Lou is actually outside doing some prep work and stuff like that. So if you're new to the channel and you've just discovered us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the corner, turn your notifications on. We generally put videos out once a week-ish, something like that. But yeah, sit back and enjoy.
Hello, Mike wants me to show you how we've been building all this. So we started this at the beginning of the week. We've got walk-in wardrobe. We're using oak veneered MDF for all this. Then we just edge up afterwards. I think it looks quite effective. First thing we did here was build these big corner units because they're quite awkward and difficult to get in there. So those are the first two to go in, which fairly, makes sense really. In here eventually we're going to have curved hanging rails around in the corners, and then we've got these two units here which are going to be hanging rails as well, and then we've got these spaces here are left for shoes display on this side, with a small bit of shelving in this little part to get over this boxing in. And this side we've got some shelves and some drawers to go in there, so we'll be making those today.
Okay, so lighting wise, so in here where the plan is, we're going to have above my head, we're going to put some aluminium profile in all the way through. So we're going to have that up there all the way around, so it follows all that. So that's the easy bit. Okay, so that's, I say easy, but it's the easier bit. So I've got two LED drivers in the loft, which I've already done. I've ran those in and they're coming all the way back to the light switch, which is here. Okay, so it's all coming running back to there. So we're going to put a 2-gang on here. I've got a loop feed already in there, which is brilliant. So to do that, what I've done is I've cut a 100mm hole up there, you see? So 100mm hole, and then we're going to fill that back up. And obviously you're not going to see any of that anyway, because it's all going to have like panels and things like that. So for you eagle-eyed viewers as well, is that there's a downlight up here, which is actually over the top of this. So we're going to move that down this way, and the one directly above my head, going to move that also down there a little bit. So the tricky bit is actually on this lower section. Because we've got a gun cabinet to work round, that's a removable shelf. So we're now having to come up with a different idea on how do we go about doing some sort of system so we can unplug the lights, and so we can get them out of the way, because obviously I can't leave them as a fixed thing because you're not going to get the shelf out and it's a bit of a pain. So that being said, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get myself all set up, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about cutting all the profile, getting it all ready, because you want nice, clean, crisp lines on it. That's what you need. That's the attention to detail on stuff like this. Right, okay, so aluminium profile. So that's what we're going to use, that bad boy. So with this, you've got a diffuser and stuff already built into it. It's got a plastic little protective sheet on there. So we're obviously going to be using the LED tape to make all this happen. We're going with warm white because it matches all the downlights and everything else that's already here. So the idea is that I'm going to be mounting it up inside, sort of 35mm back. But what I'm going to have to do is actually drill out and rebate a little bit some screw head fixings, because if I don't do that, what's going to happen, it's going to push when I come to fix it on, it's going to push the LED lower to the profile, so you'll notice it, which doesn't sound like much, but it will make a difference. Cheers, Lou, thanking you. So what I've then got to do is drill another hole all the way through, because my feeds are actually above here, and then I've got to solder it all onto the LED tape. When I get to this section here, moving through into the next one, what we're going to have to do is almost like chain drill it, and then perhaps use the little 12mm chisel just to break through. So if you could imagine, that's going to go through here all that way, so then I can continue the tape onto it. So what I also think, when I come to do a mitre on the 45 here in this corner, I might have to solder the tape to return on 90 degrees. So that's basically where we're at. So the next stage, I'm going to show you how I go about actually cutting this. Okay, so fitting the profile, right? So what I've done, which I will show you, I do promise I will show you. So what I've done is I've drilled those holes out there. So this is my feed hole on this one, which will take care of that going through. And I've also used a step cutter, so a step drill bit, which I will show you, to basically rebate a little bit of for the screw heads. So what I've then done, which I will go through, so I've used a normal drill, like metal drill bit, to go through here. But obviously when your drill's on, you can't get it completely flat, so you have to drill up at a slight angle and go at it from both ways. It's the only way really of getting it through there without going past the actual profile. So we'll get that one mounted up. Okay, so another way you can do that is you can use some double-sided tape if you wanted to stick them up, but from experience that's only going to give you a set amount of time, and obviously if you've got any dust and things like that that's on there, it's just going to drop off, and then you're going to get a phone call, go, oh, my profile's all dropped down, and it doesn't look very good. So always try and put some mechanical fixings in to get that sorted. So the profile's all nice and neat, so now I need to mark out for my next one, and we'll cut that together. So while the lads are trying to shoehorn that one in there, so like I say, bit tight in there. What I've done is I've measured out my 45 to get a good mitre on it. So what I'm using is like a mini chop saw as such, with a metal blade on it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, it just got to serve its purpose. So the key is with doing anything with metal side of things is to make sure that you don't just bosh straight down, because if you do, it's just going to smash and splinter everything, and obviously you don't want that. So it's nice and steady, just slowly. So let's get that cut. Okay, so you get a nice clean cut by doing that way and using it on the chop saw. It's the only way really to get a nice clean line. So next stage is to drill through my profile to get obviously for my fixings. So then change it over to the step drill, which is that one. Key is not going too far. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So in there, so you've actually got a little bit of a chamfer on there ready to take your screw head. And that's basically it. So now I just got to repeat the process on the other 45 in there, but I can't get in there at the minute because these boys are trying to...
Shut up, moaning.
Get in there. get that sorted. I'm in. Okay, so I've got a bit of an apology. There, that's it. Done. No more. So, when I said yesterday, obviously today is the next day on. So what you've just seen is me when I said Lewis cut them too short. Technically yes, but technically no. I actually told Lewis to match them up on the top. that really, which he's done, in fairness, he has done, but then like an idiot, I didn't realise that these are set 30mm further back. So in fairness, that's actually my fault. There, said it. You won't hear it again, but it was my fault. Okay, so we've mounted up the profiles and stuff now. So because, like I said, this shelf is removable, well, it's got to be removable, I've had to make up a plug connector. And the only way I can think of that is like, you know, the little plug connectors you get on the emergency lighting. So those little plug connectors, so that is basically what I've made. So let me show you what I've done. So that is basically what I've made. So it's a little plug connector in there. So the idea is that then the customer can disconnect it, and then this shelf can come out like it's supposed to. By doing that, then it's obviously still a removable shelf. You plug that back in, it's nice and simple. So what I'm actually going to do as well is get like a little sticky pads with, I'm going to zip tie this up so it's all nice and neat up like this. That's the only sort of suggestion that I found. It's the only sort of best way around of what a problem that's sort of that we've come up against. So the other thing is, so we've run all the profile around. So what it's meant by doing it this way, I've actually got two sets. So one coming down this way that stops here, and then another one on this side that comes along this way and obviously stops here technically. So the next tricky bit, which is what I'm on now, which you're going to watch me do it because it's a little bit more fiddly and stuff, is actually this bit behind. So this bit up here, sorry about all the moving, but what we've got is on this bit here, we need to put LED profile on here, which is what I've just made up now, which is going to go back this way, and then I'm going to put a stop end here. That's what the gist of it is, but then it also steps up, so it steps up here. So we're going to do it in two separate pieces, I think. So we're going to get that one on there. So I like to get all my profiles all up and ready and done first, mount them all up, mark on where I need to drill through, because I'm going to have to drill through at an angle coming up here. So then I can then tie in to my feed, which is actually for the bottom ones down there. So yeah, so it's a bit of working out to do. Okay, so we've now drilled out where I need to be. Okay, so I've drilled those bits through. So I've just got to fix these trims on in place. So once I've got that sorted, what I need to do is, wherever it's gone, try and find where it's gone now. Always losing stuff. Here we go. So what the idea is now, so let me tell, such a small room, lots of stuff to kick over. So what I need to do now is get my LED tape, solder a flying lead on, and then what I'm going to do is mount that up there, and then, which is going to be that one there, and then obviously we'll connect that up at the top of there. But Steve's just getting on with putting all the filler panels and stuff like that on. So what I need to do is get that soldered up, and then what we'll do is I'll get you back on once I've soldered it, and I'm going to put that flying lead in. Okay, so Steve, so as you've seen, I've been soldering this little bit, so making this bit of a flying leader, and Steve, as you might have seen, you might not have, it might have been out of shot.
He's getting on well.
He's getting on well, he's doing a lovely job, but because there's a lot going on, we're both trying to get on with our own stuff. I've not noticed, I've just looked up, and there's a filler panel that's gone in, and I need to get my cable behind it. It's all pinned, so, and we didn't really take much notice of it, did we, mate? So here we are. Do love a good challenge, as if we've not got enough of them, eh? On this one. So joist. So we're going to try and feed that behind, but I don't think it'd be. How big is that? No, I'm saying don't think it's a problem, but how big is that? Is that just a
And
shower?
it goes back about 4 inches.
Oh, right, lovely.
That's okay. 20 mil.
20, oh, it's
You'll
fine.
be fine.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Making a big drama out of it. Nightmare. You know. So yeah, so the idea is now is I'm going to feed that through my hole, past this lovely filler panel that my glamorous business partner has put in. So we're going to get that up there, and then that's that one taken care of, and then I've got the next one to make up further down there. So hopefully this should work out quite nice, Steve, eh?
Yeah.
You won't even know it's there, mate. There you go, look, making a big song and dance about it. Classic electrician. All a big drama, isn't it?
To you, mate.
It is. Big drama queen. Okay, and there's a little tip as well for these, is make sure you peel off that protective film on the diffuser first, because it's a bit annoying getting that off afterwards. Liking the finish on the end.
Good.
she's jazzy. I have got a cheeky little stop end to go on there. Although I'm not sure whether I need to put that in first, but we shall soon find out. So right in the end, so obviously I've got an exposed end there, so I'm going to fit that in. That's what comes with them anyway, to try and get that capped off. So hopefully I've needed to put that in now and not diffuse this in first, then diffuser. Oh, this is like magic. Right, so that's that one done. On to the next one. So we'll just get that one smashed out. Okay, so all that's left to do now, so I've got that profile in, so all that's left to do is actually wire these lot up. So these three separate kits almost just go into one. So the way I'm going to go about doing that is I'm going to use some Wagos, some 3-way Wagos, just to connect all them up. Maintenance free. So I shouldn't ever have to worry about them again. And I know some people will go, oh yeah, but they're being on a panel. The panels are removable. So all of these units you can take them back down if you want, all these top panels that are going to be going in. So that is the plan, but it's been a hell of a lot of work involved in making all these LEDs, in fairness. It's been a lot of work. And I'm hoping that the client likes them. So if not, that'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? Okay, so just put them in a Wago box in a minute. So I think for me, I now got to change the light switch over to a 2-gang, because I've got the light switch just on the outside of the bedroom here. So I'm going to change that to a 2-gang. Yes, it's going to be the best option because I've got a loop feed there. I've already gone into the loft and wired those bits up, but we've got to jump back in the loft, which you'll come with me if you don't mind. And this lead here that I've put up, which is actually for the bottom ones, I now need to join into the bottom driver, if that makes any sense. So I've got 2 drives. It'll all make sense in a minute, hold on. Okay, so we're in the loft now. So what I've got is the 2 LED drivers. So I've wrote on what's what, because obviously later on down the line if something goes wrong. So we've got the top one here and then the bottom. So obviously top does the top lights all the way around, and the bottom one obviously does the bottom one. So we managed to get the 2 lots in. These are really tight to get them in fairness. So it is a little bit fiddly, so I've managed to get those in. So we've run our cable in, but there's no way of getting 2 lots of twin and earth into actually the LED drivers like that, and obviously like loop in and loop out. They're just not big enough on that, so that's why we've had to put a little Wago box on there. The other thing we've had to do is move the downlights, because the downlights in the room below us, that dressing area, one of them's actually partially over what is now the wardrobe, so we just moved them down a little bit. It's like I say, we've not originally put those in, it's just that they needed bumping down a bit, so we've just moved them down 130mm both sides, so we've got to patch up those holes now. But yeah, so it's another loft. Could be a lot worse, but it's not too bad. So let's go and wire that switch in. Right, if you spend most of your life chucking stuff in the back of your van, you're stupidly busy because you've got all this to contend with all the time, the last thing you want to be doing is paperwork at night. So what we use is Tradeify. Okay, so if you don't know what Tradeify is, it's a job management software. So we can do all our invoicing, estimates, quoting, and once you've set it up, it saves so much time. You genuinely get hours and hours and hours back, more time to be sorting messes out like that. Okay, another good thing, a little feature that's new with Tradeify is when you send a quote, you can also send a text message to the client to say you've got a new quote from Greenhawk or whoever you are, which is perfect because some of our clients have said, oh, I've not received it, and I know full well now you have. So there's a 14-day free trial, so which is what I did. Now, one thing I want to stress to you, you don't put any details in the sense of your bank details and all the rest of it, because I know what people think, oh, it's only a 14-day free trial. As soon as you've done that, it's going to be tied in, all the rest of it. You're not. You're really, really not, okay? So once you've given your free trial, okay, and you've really thinks actually this is a game changer, which is exactly what I thought, use the promo code GHawk50, you'll get 50% off for the first 3 months. And then once you've sorted that out, you can thank me later and you can spend more time trying to sort your mess out in your van. Okay, job's complete. So let's have a little bit of a closer look and see what we've managed to achieve. Okay, so what Steve's done is create this massive walk-in wardrobe, all bespoke, handmade, on site here by Steve, basically. So what we've been doing for me is we're getting on with all of the LED profile all the way around, so we've managed to get it continuous all the way around to there, which has been a massive challenge in fairness to do that. So that bit's there taken care of, and also what we've now got is LED underneath all the actual bottom rails and everything else like that. So that creates such a nice effect. The other thing that we had to do, which I mentioned before, is we had to make a nice little socket there, so we can plug and socket, so we can take that shelf out, which is fully removable. Yeah, we've moved the downlights as well, so the downlights have been moved because that one would have been technically actually behind the unit, so which is no good. And also it's quite a nice little effect at night as well, so if you only wanted these on, which is what we've got right now, it's nice and bright, isn't it? So, and if you just wanted, so that's the downlights. So just pure downlights, all of it on when you really do need to find what you're looking for, and all off. So all hidden behind your door. So there you go, another job completed. Nice, here he is. Well, another job done. So yeah, really happy with that. Happy with the outcome. A lot of effort, Stevie, isn't it?
Yeah.
To do that.
In a tough 4 days.
Yeah. So massive fair play to you, mate. It's very, very good. Impressed with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll keep you. So drawers as well, that's another thing I forgot to mention as well, that Steve's put 4 drawers in there as well. So yeah, so been a bit of a job, to be honest, but yeah, chuffed with it. So hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel and like saying you've enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and you'll get a little message to say that we've dropped another video. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.